Welcome to the Riskwiser Zone, the podcast where we dive into the world of stocks and finance to help you make informed decisions about your investments. I'm your host, Lewis, and I'm excited to share today's topics with you. We're starting off with a look at the current market trends and what's making headlines in the financial world. First up, we have news about the upcoming IPO of Believr, a company that's been generating a lot of buzz in recent months. But before we dive into that story, let's take a look at some other developments that could impact your investments. In a recent interview, Pankaj Tibrewal, a seasoned investor and expert in the field, shared his thoughts on the current state of the market. He expressed caution when it comes to investing in the defense sector, citing high valuations as a major concern. However, he did mention that if valuations were to cool down, he would consider taking a closer look at this sector. Tibrewal also discussed the potential for growth in the cement and metals sectors, highlighting the strong numbers expected from cement manufacturers in South India and the mean reversion of metal prices as key factors to watch. He believes that these sectors could offer opportunities for investors looking to diversify their portfolios. Meanwhile, in other news, Belivr's IPO is expected to be a major event in the financial world, with many experts weighing in on its potential impact on the market. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. It's also worth noting that the Believr IPO is not the only story making headlines today. There are many other developments in the world of stocks and finance that could affect your investments, from changes in government policies to shifts in global market trends. As always, our goal here on the Riskwiser Zone is to provide you with balanced and unbiased information to help you make informed decisions about your investments. We'll be exploring these topics and more in depth throughout the show, so be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from the world of stocks and finance on the Riskwiser Zone. Welcome back to the Riskwiser Zone. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the world of finance and risk management. In our previous segment, we explored the intricacies of market trends and their impact on investment strategies. Now, let's shift our focus to some significant developments in the energy sector. We have not one, but two major stories that caught our attention. First, Strathcona Resources Ltd., led by Canadian oil tycoon Adam Waterous, has announced plans to make a takeover bid for MEG Energy Corp, valuing the oil sands company at approximately $4 billion. This move is part of Strathcona's push to become a major heavy crude producer. The proposed offer includes both cash and stock components, with a value of around $23.27 per MEG share. On the other hand, we also have news about Vistra Corp's acquisition of Energy Harbor, which was not detailed in our previous discussion, but is an essential aspect of the energy landscape. To provide context, Vistra's move into nuclear power through this acquisition signifies a strategic expansion of its operations, aiming to bolster its position in the market. As we analyze these developments, it's crucial to consider the broader implications for investors, the environment, and the overall energy market. The Strathcona MEG deal, if successful, would not only consolidate assets but also potentially lead to cost savings and operational synergies. However, it's also important to acknowledge the challenges associated with oil sands production, including environmental concerns and the volatility of oil prices. In a fair and balanced approach, we must recognize both the opportunities and risks presented by these transactions. The energy sector is at a crossroads, navigating between traditional fossil fuel-based operations and the transition towards cleaner, more sustainable sources of energy. Investors and stakeholders alike will be watching these developments closely, weighing the potential for growth against the need for environmental responsibility. As we continue to monitor these stories and their unfolding impact on the energy landscape, it's clear that strategic decision-making, regulatory compliance, and adaptability will be key factors in determining success. Whether you're an investor looking to diversify your portfolio or simply interested in the dynamics of the energy sector, understanding these developments is essential. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on the Riskwiser Zone. Welcome back to the Riskwiser Zone. As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a closer look at some of the major headlines that caught our attention. We've got a mix of global news, economic updates, and market insights that are sure to keep you informed and ahead of the curve. First off, we're seeing a significant development in the Middle East, where President Donald Trump has announced a $200 billion deal with the UAE, including a 5-gigawatt AI data center plant. This move is expected to have far-reaching implications for the region's economy and geopolitical landscape. Meanwhile, Trump's comments on Ukraine have sparked concerns about the ongoing conflict, with the president stating that nothing will happen until he meets with Russia's Vladimir Putin. In other news, J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon has expressed caution about the state of the global economy, citing erratic trade policy as a major factor contributing to market volatility. This is a sobering reminder that investors need to be vigilant and prepared for potential risks and uncertainties in the markets. We're also keeping an eye on the situation in Gaza, where tensions are escalating and putting pressure on Israel. The international community is watching closely and will continue to monitor developments as they unfold. Now, let's take a step back and assess what this means for investors. With so much uncertainty in the air, it's essential to maintain a balanced portfolio and stay informed about global events that could impact your investment. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, it's crucial to stay up to date with the latest news and trends. That's all for today's Riskwiser Zone. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, invest with caution.